All right, everyone. Here we are. We've got Kiya in the on the screen here for a little Zoom meet. We're going to go through his team. He's doing really well. Ranked at 277 currently. Goes by Coach KD in our Discord group as well. So welcome, Kiya.
Hey mate, how you going?
Yeah, doing well. Here we are. We're pretty happy with this squad, aren't we? I'm a bit annoyed that you've only got 2 trades as well. So talk me through it, mate. How'd you end up with such a good rank? Talk me through the starting team. What trades you sort of made so far?
Yeah, so I was a bit iffy. I was a bit iffy on a couple of people at the start. Obviously you had your Tinos, and at the start of the game, we all had the McInnes and we all had the Top Gun. But I thought last year that I got caught out a lot trying to find safer options, really trying to nail in those safe options that could pay off, but really they just didn't. So I sort of stuck away from the McCullochs, the Tinos. I just thought that adding Taukei'aho through my middle just added a lot of safer points than what I could get adding a McCulloch and then a Tino as well. And then I could just improve my bench off the back of that.
Okay, so spend a little bit less was kind of the theory.
Yeah, spend a little bit less around the hooker mark. And then upgrade elsewhere, just because there were so many good options. We had Brayley, Little, Turpin, and then I had Watson playing through the middle there as well. So with that DPP, that just added an extra spot, and really hasn't disappointed at all. Coming on off the bench, even if he gets a proper start, he could be a full-time keeper there through the middle. So
it's been interesting, hasn't it?
Yeah, and then just
like high minutes, I suppose, like sort of 60 plus, but he's been great.
Yeah, but even so, coming on, I guess as that 14 jersey, even though we're in the 13, 69 last week. That's what you'd ask from any keeper, really. So at this point, I can't see myself trading him out if he keeps that up every week. And then obviously there was a couple. It sort of got a bit hard. You needed the real cash cows that we all knew, but then getting towards the back end, it was a bit harder. So I originally went with Hetherington, only because there was a lot of rumour. It was a bit of a 50-50 play, Does he get that start and really secure a good spot, or does he drop off? And unfortunately, I just didn't. After I think it was the second week, I ended up trading him to Lenor just before his price really started to increase. Lenor's PPM just was too much. Like you can't ignore it. It was just too much for him. He comes on 30 minutes, he's getting 35 points at least. So it was one of those things. It was a must-have move for me, really, especially money-wise.
Yeah, that's cool. So you didn't listen to me with Hetherington, but you also didn't listen to me with Tino and those guys. So well done.
yeah. I went one way with one and one way with the other. Yeah.
And then you're right, and a few wrong, so whatever.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those ones. And I started with Avarillo as well. I thought that cover was, as much as it hasn't played off now, at the start of the season, Tessinu wasn't really performing, but he's sort of come into a bit of straps here. So I think it's a slot one in, slot the other out. So yeah,
and who was your other trade? It's only my second. Linu, and then
I did Hetherington to Linu, and I did Moylan to Schuster.
Okay, that was.
I had Moylan originally only. Yeah, I had Moylan originally only because of cover. I just wanted that half wing fullback cover because I didn't want Avarillo to go down and then someone in my backline go down and me just have to lose one spot. Yeah. So I thought if I had Moylan there, he had no Sean Johnson there, so there could have been opportunity for him to increase, but it just really, once Schuster came in, it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, they're all coming up at the one time, aren't they? We talked about Schuster,
I know, it's ridiculous.
Walker.
It's ridiculous. Now it's hard. I don't know where I want to go with, Walker and O'Sullivan coming in. Do I play a risky game and get all three, or do I? Wow, I just don't know.
I think. Yeah. My thoughts are you've got what? You got Cleary and Brooks, hey. So I feel like if you haven't got guns in the half position, you could probably go with all three, but
exactly, yeah.
If you've already got plenty of cash in there, it's hard. Like I think you can probably have four. You can go Schuster, a Walker, or a Sullivan, then Cleary and Brooks. But if you go five, I feel like it just puts you thin elsewhere. but they're all gonna make
and
cash,
that's
so it's like,
yeah, exactly. It's really the cover for me. You know, do I sacrifice cover for 2 weeks until round 6 comes in, which I've got a couple plans. You know, where I'm going to upgrade and where I'm going to hold out and see where people go, or do I hold the cover and then really I could miss out on a Sam Walker his potential was unknown, really. You know.
Yeah, exactly. We don't really know. What cover are you talking about? At the moment, you don't have centre cover. Is that
So
right?
if I drop Saab, who was really just a filler spot, there was nobody else at that price. That was just getting to the bare minimum.
It'd be nice to
But
have
although,
Walker there, wouldn't it?
yeah, exactly. But then if I drop him, I've got no wing fullback cover, and Avarillo's a must. He has to go. So then I have no centre cover. I just really have half and middle and hooker. So if I, you know, I guess an extra 16 points in the back line if it plays would be handy, but at the same time, he's not making money. So do I sacrifice that and then have no other 228,000 players to pick up later, or do I upgrade now and risk another 2 weeks, no cover? It's one of those things.
Yeah, so what are you thinking at the moment? Is just Avarillo going? Just thinking the one trade, or?
Because around 6, it's only 2 weeks away, and the only problem is that there's so many injuries happening now. You know,
Crazy.
Anybody could go down at any point, and I really am scared to take that gamble. But if I go, my plan is to go. Well, if I can maneuver it, is go O'Sullivan and Walker from Saab and Avarillo.
Okay.
And then once round 6 comes through, I'm hoping Niokore he will get his DPP hopefully. And then I want to upgrade Tess. My first 3 upgrades will be Tess, Luke Brooks, and Little.
Okay. We sent Niokore from the Eels.
I'm deciding whether Peachy or Niokore from New, because he'll have that DPP. If he holds that spot down, which I really think he can, then I think it's a no-brainer. He's quite cheap compared to, you know, like he's cheaper than a Lomax or a Bradman Best, and he's doing just as well. So.
Is he about 470 at the moment?
I think he's a bit extra. I think he's just popped over around that 500 mark.
Yeah, he scored pretty well, hey? What's it?
Yeah, he scored
he might have played too good to lose his spot over Blake? Is that the thought?
I think he's safe than Wanga Blake. I think his defense is really not that liability that Wanga Blake offers. And I guess when they're 3-0, there's something working, and you're not gonna change something that's working, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. They're playing pretty well at the moment. Looks very similar to last year with the Eels.
Oh, I know. All their fans have done something. Go for Tigers.
Okay. Yeah. Are you a
Sydney boy? Finally a result.
Yeah. Oh god, they needed Knights to 18 errors.
Oh god, it was ridiculous.
That's right. You need better line, so you're all good.
Yeah. And then it's really just for me. What's that? Sorry.
Can they get any worse? The Cowboys? What?
Oh mate, I don't know. The coach is coming out giving them sprays. You never know. I don't think it goes any more further than that.
Didn't we all think that Peyton did an amazing job with Warriors last year?
Yeah. I mean,
what do you think he's doing at the moment? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's either Peyton or it's a new Broncos from last year. You never know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Really, they could come out this week and turn it up, but they could just keep fading. You know.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Anyway, we'll forget about them.
We won't get you too frustrated.
How long have you been playing fantasy for, mate?
This is my 2nd year.
Oh, nice. That's a great start.
I played last year, and I was a bit of a rookie, but as it went on, I really took a knack for the game. I joined all the groups, and I was real competitive. I was really only focused on head to head, and I was focused on beating my mates. So I joined all the groups, and my biggest issue was understanding the trades. So this year I'm real diligent. Like I've only made the 2.
It's a great start.
And they were really just must-haves for me. So it's only my 2nd year. I think I'm pretty confident where I'm at right now. I tried to take a lot of time and make the squad where I could make it good, and then have a room for improvement.
Yeah.
But yeah, so second year I'm pretty stoked to be at 277 mark, although it's only 3 rounds, but I think I'm ahead of most of the pack, so if I can keep up my trades well and I can save them for the back end and the buy rounds, then I think I'm on for good money there.
Yeah. I got a good example. My brother's someone that always seems to just get lucky at the start amazingly, and then he'll just fall away slowly across the year. Like it's and it happens very quickly. Like you make a trade or two that's a bit suspect, and they don't make the money that you think, or and you just slowly fall away. And yeah, as you said, if you trade happy and going nuts and not using those trades to bring in a keeper or a proper cash cow, like a really good cash cow, like some of these guys are, then you quickly fall. I've only had a really good start once, and that was the year I came like 54th or something. So I started.
I started the first week at the 60 mark, and then 150, and then 150. But then I had Crichton out that week, so I dropped, and then we had Cleary and Pap out, and I was clutching at straws, going, I don't know what to do. But I think if I thought if I held strong, I feel like it would improve in the back end. So.
Did you captain Crichton last week or?
Yeah, I did. I was gonna take the Fafita gamble. Me and my mate we were deciding. I know. Well, I thought but I thought Crichton against the Bunnies coming back. He's returned off a fresh week. It could be huge, but they just didn't get in. They just didn't get in the game. They were just shut down all angles.
He only had 90 meters gain. Fair enough. 40.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, we see he gained 14,000 last week. So, but that's okay. Like you've obviously saved a couple of trades, sitting at 277. Can't really complain. You've got some money makers, obviously other than Avarillo and Saab. Are you going for overall? Is that the plan, or are you still real heavy head to head?
Yeah, I've won every head to head. Overall's my goal though.
Yeah.
The head to head's just a bit of friendly competition, but really, if I'm sitting in that top 200, I don't really think any of the people in my comp are going to beat me. So, yeah,
that's right. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so what do you say? Little, Brooks, and one more. Who was the other guy you were looking to upgrade?
Little, Brooks, and Test will upgrade, and then I'll see who I keep. Like, I'm not sure if I'll keep one of Alvaro or Lenu. It's really dependent. I know Alvaro's had one, average week, but it'll really depend on what their rotation. I know they've got 4 forwards on the bench this week. If he's dropping those minutes again, I just don't think it's worth a hold. His impact's great when he's on the field, but he needs at least 35 minutes to really stamp his.
Struggling to get those minutes, aren't they?
Yeah, well, and Lenu's got that shoulder problem. Sorry, say again.
They just need 40 odd. Like, imagine if Lenu, if there's an injury in the Panthers pack and he gets some extra minutes, it's going to be amazing. But
well, yeah, if Lenu did a Schuster for Davey and played 73 minutes, I wouldn't doubt him getting above 80. Really, his PPM's a joke. You see him come on and he'll be on for 5 minutes and he's got 7 to 10 points. It's it's ridiculous.
Probably won't be able to keep it up forever, but he'd be running 200 meters for sure.
Yeah, and for now in the first 6 rounds, I'm really not stressed. With him getting 38, it's going to make him money, and he can either stay there on my emergency, or if I need him to, he can slot up into my starting if I need him to. So
yeah, it's just picking the right one. Lenu, Alvaro.
Yeah.
This week probably.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, what are you going to end up with? You'll end up playing O'Sullivan or Walker?
I'll probably go, if I get both, I'll go O'Sullivan just for more of a safety option.
Yeah. 50
last week, that's pretty safe to me. Compared to a Walker coming in with a Hutchinson, it's he could surprise and go 70 plus if he's got that capability, but he could also have a shocker and go 27, and I would rather take the safe 40 to 50 than.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's exactly what could happen. What do you thought? Do you think O'Sullivan, or what do you think? What are you hoping for him to average over this next sort of 7-8 weeks?
I mean, really, like he came out first game, got a 50. If he can, like 45, if he can hold a 45 constantly every week, there's no fault there at all for me, really. Like, I think for 12 week 45 average or 50 average, that's what people like Brooks are doing. And I guess at the Warriors, they've got so many big boys. He's just able to create everywhere. You know, they've got so many scorers on the outside, and they've got so many boys that can run through the middle. If he can just play his game and assist in where he can, then I think it's honestly, you could, if he's averaging 45 to 50, you could honestly even think about trading Brooks out and just keeping him in there. It's one of those things.
Yeah,
but that's just dependent on. Yeah, that's just dependent on if Nicarima takes that dominant role, or if O'Sullivan comes in and stamps his foot down and Nicarima sort of plays off the back of that.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, yeah, it looks like you're pretty well set up, and that's the thing. If with us guys that are hanging a bit behind, it's like, all right, how do we catch up to these guys? Usually got a decent setup, but it's just those next 4 to 5, 6 trades that are important, and then making sure you kind of set up for the buy rounds, and then we can't. It's very hard for us to catch up. That's the thing. We're kind of
that was me last year.
You know,
that was me last year, and I had to get trade happy to sort of bring myself halfway back. But once you're there, it's climb. You're climbing the mountain. You're climbing the mountain, and we're halfway up it. So
yeah, that's a great start, mate. Have you got any advice to anyone, I suppose, anyone new, but what's some of the most important things for you in setting up a good squad or going through this next little period? Maybe a little nugget of advice.
I think, especially this year with with the rule changes and people slotting in positions, is DPP. Like I took Crichton and I saw a lot of people putting him in the second row, but I thought if I can chuck him in the middle and something happens with a Ricky or a Fafita, I can just slot them back. Yeah, so I can just slot them back. And I think also would be this is the rule I took into it, and I feel like most people do this, is one gun every position.
Yeah, okay.
If you can or except for the mid and the wing fullback, like if you can have one in every position, that's halfway your job done. And I think I got lucky. I think I got lucky. Sorry. That I took Momorowski. I took that gamble on the extra 30k where I could have upgraded my bench, but I think that Panthers backline's too good. I think sometimes it's a bit of risk to reward, but it's also making sure you're setting up a foundation. I think one gun in every position is a good foundation. That's halfway your job done. So
yeah,
that would be that's pretty much what I thought about. Obviously, basic fantasy rules is taking into account who's doing something new and who's slotting out. So, but the big ones for me would be dual position and one gun in every position for sure.
Yeah, that's nice. And you spoke about the mids not needing it as much, and I think it was a strange year for it. Because usually that's the position you kind of load up on early in the year.
Yeah, that was me last year. I loaded up on Haas and Fafita, both of them. I put a lot of money there.
Yeah.
And
you got Watson,
it definitely
killing it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And I guess last year that paid off because they were keepers throughout the whole season, and you had Haas as a set forget captain. But this year, it was definitely a gamble. But I'm happy to take someone like Watson, who was so cheap, and he's nearly at that 500k mark. Like, far out. That's can't complain. I can upgrade from there, but if I don't have to, I can upgrade elsewhere with that money. So
yeah, definitely. I think that was my kind of worry, knowing what's happened the last bunch of years, and then coming to this one and going, oh shit, I haven't spent that much money in the mids. It doesn't.
100%.
I should be spending more, and I kind of got in that trap of picking those middle guys that I thought I had a little bit of upside, but obviously haven't had as much.
Yeah, like the Lodges and stuff. Yeah, 100%.
Lodge one was unlucky, but the others were, probably could have just gone light, and it's good in hindsight. If we went light, then I'd probably be ranked up near you. So
yeah.
But hey,
I'll
beat you, don't worry.
I'll be seeing you at the top, mate. Don't worry, I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll come join you. You can be one, I'll be two. Hey.
I don't know, mate. It might be the other way around.
That's right.
You're gonna have to burn those trades, and I'll be saving them.
Yeah, that's right. I'm already burned, and I'm probably gonna be 6 up next week. So. gonna have to stop trading after this. But you watch, all my big dogs will get injured now that I feel like I'm set in the trades. But
100%. And then you'll just be at the back of the pack. You'll be strolling out. Oh, you'll just be going head to head from there.
Then I'll have a rant video and go, I'm giving up, guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you been have you been saying much about the people's team? Have you been contributing to that?
Oh yeah, I have been slotting in every now and again. It's only just that, I don't know, there's been so many stressful decisions that I've been trying to make on my own team, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be focused on that, and then come to it and I've missed a trade. I was like, oh no, but yeah, I've slotted it a fair few times in there, especially at the start. So
that's it. You just let them go, let the boys.
Yeah, yeah, let the boys play. They all want to chat in there. So
yeah. Are you in there much?
Yeah. I pretty much go in there pretty much every, like, especially when it comes to trade time, every week. Like, most of the time I know what my moves are. Like, I know what I'm trying to get towards. So it's more just seeing if anybody drops a little bit of knowledge, or, chucking my team in on the team list and see what people say, or the trades. So, but then I'm always happy to give advice to other people if they ask them for it. So.
Yeah, cheers, mate. We might have to make a new channel for questions for Kiya.
Oh, mate, I don't know about that. You got the pretty face, mate.
Questions. Help me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people might be hitting you up now after seeing the video.
Who knows?
A nice rank, so. But,
yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, it feels good, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, enjoy.
Second year and I can't complain.
Yeah, enjoy it while it lasts. Hopefully you're up in these high ranks for the rest of the year. And thanks for coming on the video, mate. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, too easy. Cheers. Thank you very much.